Tylor, it's really good to see you. Thank you for coming here today.
Yes.
So we've got Kaylee here and myself, Mark Tenelia. Thank you for coming. Tylor, you're actually one of our first candidates, our clients in our STDP program, and you graduated successfully from the program, and you got placed, and you're working now and in a career. Tell us about that.
Okay, so I got placed at High-Rise Concrete.
Nice.
So I'm with Advanced Forming. It's great, honestly. I love it. You know, it's not that hard of work. I enjoy what I'm doing. I get to be a part of big buildings being put up, big condominiums all over Toronto, and that's like amazing. You know, it's cool to see it from the ground up. You know, like it's nice to see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
That's good.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome. I want to do something. Let's go back and let's talk about what life was before you met us at the ORA. Tell us about the journey. How did you meet us?
Okay, so, well, we'll go back a few years, even a little bit before that. My head was never really in the right place. You know, after I was involved with the justice system, I felt like after that, I was just kind of destined to be that person for the rest of my life. Like even getting a job, everything would kind of just seem to go sideways for me. Like everything would go good, and then all of a sudden something would lead me in that path again, and I had no other options but to be that person. So it kind of felt like depressing, you know, like it's just like you're stuck in this, but you have to embrace it because it's like the only thing that you have. And when your mind state's like that, you feel like there's nothing else, so you have to just be the best at whatever you can be, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my mind was at. I was trying to change my way of thinking. I had got a job, you know, but like dealing with my old job and the people it wasn't the best, right? It wasn't the best situation because where my mind came from, I'd like have to deal with people talking down to me all the time, right? And like you deal with that in construction, but like with these certain comments, you know, like certain things pushes you away, right? Like man to man, if somebody comes up and starts talking stuff, like you don't want to deal with that, you know? Absolutely. So I had to figure out different ways to deal with things, and I was doing really, really well. You know, there was a couple incidents. I changed my ways to the point where I was never using like physical reasoning. It was good, but still had to deal with like mental health and all this other craziness, right? So still dealing with a bunch of stuff. Yeah. You know, it's weird actually how I like came across the program. I was on my turnaround week, just dealt with a bunch of crap dealing with my company. I was looking through Indeed, and I seen something that said for people who are involved in the justice system, and like I call my mom. I tell my girlfriend, I'm like, wow, like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, this is for me. Like, what? I'm like, if this is even real at first, like, I'm skeptical. So then I get on and I message you guys, and, you know, it's like I think I got a response back in like a couple days. I was still on my turnaround. I had like a week and a half of my turnaround. And you guys wanted to meet up with me at a coffee shop. And like I was super excited, but at the same time I was like, this seems too good to be true.
Yeah, a little
like,
nervous.
Is my past catching up to me right now? Like, what's going on here?
Fair enough.
You know, so I met up with you guys. I was there early because I wanted to scope the scene out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
wanted to see who these guys are, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed you guys right away, you and Joe. And when you guys sat down, you said all the right things, man.
It's awesome.
You know, like you uplifted me, and I had a really good feeling. I'm pretty good judgmental, like judge on character, and you guys were perfect. You know, like I got that good feeling, like of hope again. You know, like wow, maybe I don't have to be a criminal. Maybe, you know, if things go bad, there's going to be a lighter side to the dark side that I always feel like I'm getting stuck in. Yeah. So you know, I waited it out, listened to you guys, went and called my boss and told him told him that you know, like I have an opportunity. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to wait. Like you guys are, I gotta go. Yeah. And you know, he was all right with it. The boss was, the supervisor was all right with it at first, but you know, then he kind of gave me some smart ass remarks. But you know, like they wanted good workers.
Absolutely.
I don't blame them, right? They're losing somebody good, so I don't blame them. But their money wasn't right.
So now tell us about your impression of your first day when you came into the mentoring program. What were your thoughts? Like, were you ever part of a mentoring program? Something like
you know what? Surprisingly, I was part of something when I was younger. It was voluntarily. Like I put myself into it. It was youth advocate. I had a youth advocate worker. I forget what the program is.
Yeah.
Me and my mom are still actually in contact with the lady. She's like family now.
Good.
But yeah, it was just for troubled youths.
Yep.
It didn't really work out, but like she was great. She was awesome.
Yeah.
She was great, but it was my personal issues. You know, I didn't want to really change at that time.
Yeah.
I was young, but when I first came here and came into like the office, to be honest with you, I thought you guys were like setting up a sting operation.
Tell us about that.
And yeah, so you know, I get in, everything's empty. I'm like, okay, this is cool, you know. Anxiety's starting to go through the roof, you know. I'm like playing it cool. I'm like checking the exit. I'm like, they literally have like a lock on it, so like I can't get out of here even if I wanted to.
Yeah.
What am I gonna jump through this glass? It's probably bulletproof. They probably have this stuff set up like this, you know. So you know, it was just kind of like anxiety ridden. I'm like, I sit down, you know. I'm like, okay, this is all right, you know. We start talking and stuff, and you know, slowly I became comfortable with you guys, you know, and seeing that, you know, what they're really trying to do is help. And like it's just hard at that time. It's hard to believe because you don't really see people actually out there to help without a financial gain. You know, like it's people aren't really out there trying to help people in this kind of situation like this, you know, and like this much. Like there's programs out there, don't get me wrong, and I don't really want to touch on it because politics is not what we're here about, but I feel like everything's corrupt, and I genuinely feel like this program is not. You know, I feel like this is actually trying to help people, which is huge.
Yeah. Well,
like,
thanks. Yeah.
Like I said, for when I first met you in that coffee shop, I told you this feels like it was like a sign from God. And I don't even really believe in God, but like I feel like this was like a blessing. Felt the light shine down and everything. I was like, oh, I'm warm, take me up.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it
like,
was
nice.
It was exciting because like even so again, you were part of the first cohort.
Yes.
And we built that cohort. So more gentlemen came into the program, and it was amazing to see how you developed relationships with everyone. So you guys became this family, even to the point where you guys were like gaming at nighttime all together.
Catching up.
I still game with a couple of them.
That's
Keeping
awesome.
you accountable.
That's
make
awesome.
sure you go to bed on time. Make sure you're ready to go in the morning.
Yeah, I still
Then you'll
keep in
come in
contact.
tired the next day. We're like, so how late were y'all up? Oh, well.
You know, it's good. It's good training. You know, it's
It
good
was.
training.
Good bonding.
Gaming, training
was
my
awesome.
my mind and my the response.
The skills.
The skills. I can't think of the word.
That's all right. So tell us, with the mentoring, what were some of the things that stuck out to you that were like aha moments? Or some of the subjects, or like what do you feel that you walked away from this program that got you ready for either, you know, the job site, your career, even relationship wise?
The fundamentals and like knowing that you have somebody to like call. That's not, you know, like that's not gonna be like, oh, judgmental in a way. Like, you know, like I can call you. Like I feel comfortable enough that if I was in a bad situation and I needed some guidance, I would call you. And I also feel like it was like you, even though I have my family at home, you gave me a second family, something like that I could, it was like a brotherhood, you know, like it's,
absolutely.
Even though there's sisters there too, you know, there's females there too, but it's a, you know, we're not sexist here, but a brotherhood and a sisterhood, you know, it was a family, it was a second family, somewhere where I could feel comfortable and come and express myself. And, you know, I think genuinely that's what I needed. I needed something for like my mental health to talk to people. You know?
Absolutely. And you know what, we're honored that you felt that way with us because we felt the same way. Like you guys going through this program, it's like you become our kids, right? And so when we saw you graduate and saw you son, it's good to see you. But you know, like to see you guys come from the beginning and going through this, like it's like you got your kids, you put them through elementary school, then they go to high school, then they graduate, and then they, you know, graduate from university, and now they're working. And so to see you go through this and to where you are now, it's humbling, right? And it's to see all the hard work you put into this, and when we talk, remember in our mentoring, we talk about the grind. You did it, man, and look at that grind. Now you succeeded, and you've made it. So you've got this career, not a job. and you've got a future.
Yes.
Right. So now this future, you could plan for your kids. You can plan for your grandkids, like we talked about. Don't just think about now. Think about your kids, your grandkids. You know, think about your second
Legacy.
generation. Right.
You're building a legacy.
You're building legacy.
That's the plan, to build
Absolutely.
a legacy. You want something to leave when you go. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
You want to leave something behind. You want to be known for something great. You want to be great. I've always been told. Older fellow before told me, you know, be the best at whatever you're going to do.
Yep.
Anything that you decide to do, be the best at it.
Absolutely.
And thrive.
And you did it.
And another wise man told me, find passion in everything you do.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Who told you that one?
Papa.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
Daddy did.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You know, we're really proud of you.
Very.
Absolutely proud of you. We're so happy. You know, you've come so far, and I just want to say, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And this is not the end of us. Like again,
No.
we've built this relationship where this is going to be a lifelong thing, right? So it's not just, hey, you've made it. See you later. We talk. You know, you call, we help, and that's what we do here.
Yeah.
This is not necessarily a program. These are people here who care about you and all the rest of our clients, and we want to make sure that you succeed and thrive, not just survive. Surviving is not an option.
Yeah.
Right.
You
It
have
has to be
thrive.
thriving.
Yeah, you have to thrive.
Have to thrive. That's
You
it.
have to live life to the fullest, and the way
Absolutely.
to do that is build.
Yeah, grinding
Gotta
hard,
build up.
and you're the example of the grind, right? So
You know what? What I find really, really good is that my success could be a story for other people that will help them.
Absolutely.
that's why you're here,
Because it
man.
could be relatable, you know.
Absolutely.
Like I've been through it. I've been through the ringer. Did years and years in prison. So like my experience of showing how to actually become successful, like you can do it. Anybody can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I come from nothing. So like if I can do it, you can do it. And this goes over
Guaranteed.
everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Very proud of you, man.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
Oh.
Thanks, man.